wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That is Talitha. I am Travis. It's Friday, and that means we're one day away from WrestleMania.
Yay.
One day. Although we're only one day away from the first half of WrestleMania. So in reality, we're 2 days away from where the big boys play, but holla. Looking forward to it. We did get a list of what's on night one and what's on night two. And by looking at the list, if you were a normal person and you weren't political in any way, and you looked at night one and you said, you know what, who's going to end night one? You'd be like, John Cena maybe, right? That's a good one.
Right.
Charlotte Flair, it's a pretty good one. Oh, wait, what's the biggest storyline over the past 7 months?
The tag team champion stuff.
Maybe Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and the Usos.
Right.
But if you're political, you got to automatically go for the women.
Is that it?
You have to.
You have to. You have no choice. There's no choices in life. You have to do the women.
And they've already announced that Charlotte and Rhea are going to main event, if that's what you want to call it. Let's just be realistic. It's halfway through. It's not a main event.
Yeah. I don't really feel like a night one thing is a main event.
It's not. It
because
can't
the
be
shit's
argued.
not over.
It isn't.
Like, WrestleMania isn't over that night. Like, it goes on for another day.
Fact. We'll put it this way. If they put both shows on one night, what would go second to last? The Usos.
Yeah. Anyways, we have Walter in the chat. Bryce is in the chat.
Hey, Bryce.
Ravi's
Walter.
with us. Sophie's
Ravi,
out there. Hey,
Sophie.
guys. We're starting out with the Usos, it looks like, coming down to talk at people, I guess.
That's what they like to do.
Lots of talking's going to happen.
Because that's what they do. They're very oosy.
Walter says, hey, hello, Travis. Hey, Daphne. Bryce says, hey, guys. What's up? How's it going? Walter says, time for Smackdown.
Smack it.
Ravi says, what we saying? I don't know. Walter says, Usos, boo. And Sophie says, hi, did you read the interview Nick Khan did this week? He hinted that the WWE might go back to the old pay-per-view format like we did back in the old days.
I could see it happening. We've
I
lived
don't even
in
know
a
what
gold.
that means.
It means that we have to pay $40 a month to watch wrestling.
Oh, instead of being on a
The old days, yes.
Stream of some
Network.
kind. It's a good thing they got rid of their streaming service then.
Just more revenue.
Sophie says both nights with the match card are dumpster fires.
Yeah, if you like fires.
Dumpster ones. Robbie says, D, when we ever be kind about Liv? Never. Walter says,
Liv.
boo, Bloodline. Sophie says, if they only had one night of Mania, the Bloodlines will be a co-main event. Robert's in the chat. Hey, Robert, how's it going? Says, hey, Smackdown time. And Sophie says, Vince McMahon is back as an employee of the WWE. And Walter says, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Yeah, they're coming down to talk to the Usos to make sure they know what's happening for tomorrow night.
One night away.
One night away from it.
Everybody's a prisoner of the moment. It's the biggest ever because you're living in it.
Yeah.
But if you look at history, it's not.
No.
But
we don't
when you're
go
a prisoner
back in time.
of the moment, it is the greatest of all time. It's like Roman's the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Robert says, I'm great. Good to hear, Robert. Riley says, Gone, do you finally change your opinions on Liv? That she's still shit? No. Nothing's changed. That she's garbage.
The only thing different about Liv from a few months ago to now, since Triple H has taken over, is she's not on TV as much.
True.
That's
Chris says, hey, Travis and D. Hey, Chris, how's it going? How's Texas? Royalty Brothers in the chat. Hey, Royalty Brothers says wow. Wow. Chris says apparently Ring of Honor Supercard is on.
Yeah, it starts. Yeah, it's already started, I think. The pre-stuff.
Yeah, the Ring of Honor pay-per-view is on if anybody's interested in watching
no, it started
that.
at 6, the main card. And it is 6. I was going to put it on that TV, I forgot. I got busy.
Oops. Chris says, oh, that. Nobody said anything else. Ooh, everybody in the locker room said it. I don't know what they said, but they said it. So they were cool until they started doing their cousin's bidding. And now nobody has respect.
Like anybody cares if Kevin Owens has respect for them. That's when I lost respect for you.
Oh no, Kevin Owens doesn't have respect for the Usos. How terrifying and terrible. You know what? I bet they're going to go home tonight and cry about it.
They will.
And they're going to write in their journals about it and be like, Dear Diary, Kevin Owens said he didn't respect me anymore. And I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Realty Brothers is like, you guys are cool.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribing.
Sarcastic. Just kidding. Thank
you. I do have sunglasses.
Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Stick around. We're going to be here for WrestleMania, too.
It's a WrestleMania gift.
This is a WrestleMania gift?
No, it's just a gift for you.
Oh, yeah?
Open it.
Is it naked ladies?
No. You're going to have to rip the tape because the box came all destroyed.
Oh. Is it that one where the boobs go jiggle, jiggle? Nuh-uh. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh fuck, that's funny shit.
That's just a double.
Probably need more than that.
Yeah, we have some. Flick the bottom up. Show the world if they can see it. I don't know if they can see it.
Alright guys, so Travis was looking at some stuff on that new Temu website, if you guys know what it is, right? And he showed me this thing. Now, I like anime, but I'm not into hentai. But most anime, they always make the girl characters have big boobs and big butts. They always make them that way. I don't know why, but they do. So this came up on his thing when he was doing stuff. You put it on the dash of your car, and the boob.
It's a bobble boob.
It's a bobble boob. This is fucking awesome.
So when you're driving, her boobs go.
So they're gonna go up and down. That's fucking great. That's too funny. They were loyal to them day one, he says. Too funny. Sammy's trying to tell him how loyal he was to him, all that good stuff. Harley's in the chat. Hey, Harley says, hello, everybody. Walter says, okay, promos, hurry up, and he matches. And Chris says, oh, D saying, Dear Diary. Walter says, okay, Daphne, doing some rant. I don't think that was a rant. That was me making fun of the Usos, crying about how Kevin Owens doesn't respect them anymore.
I jiggle for a while, too. Still going. All right.
Robbie says, D, that prediction show was really good that my mate Jamie Phillips did. Travis, you would love Jamie. He has been a fan of wrestling since the early days.
I watched some of it.
Did you?
She sent me a link.
I sent him the link, Robbie, because Robbie sent it to us on Instagram, but you don't check Instagram. So I sent it to you and said, oh, hey, it's starting right now. Because we were talking about that Oreo cake that he talked about in chat the other night. Like,
Yeah.
I guess you make a cake out of Oreos, like
Right, yeah,
like
in
a
the
mug
microwave.
cake or something
Yeah.
in the microwave or whatever. So I went in there and watched this little video and said, "How that looks interesting." I was like, "I've never done it." I asked him if he'd done it. Royalty Brother says, "Many hearts from South Africa." Oh, well, thank you. That's amazing. From South Africa, that's pretty cool. Chris says, apparently Bliss will be at Mania. No. How dare she?
With or without Bray Wyatt. Now the Bray Wyatt thing fell through. They're like, gotta bring back the characters.
Films in the chat. Hey, Films says, "Love Miss Dear Travis, big heart, big hugs. How are you doing today? Sorry, I didn't show up on Wednesday. I had a dentist appointment."
Uh-oh.
Well, that's usually how it goes.
Did you get something yanked or drilled?
And why was your dentist appointment so late? Chris says, "LOL, I love hentai tentacles." Ew, gross, dude. Hentai is disgusting.
I don't know anything about it other than that it's just cartoon.
It's cartoon porn. It's disgusting. Walter's like, a lot of good wrestling going on this week. GCW and NXT stand to deliver, plus Mania. Yeah, and there's the ROH pay-per-view happening right now, Walter.
I think these are just normal.
Yeah, they
Whatever
were
they're
just
called.
normal
You'll have to open it.
anime
That's a different one.
ones. Oh,
I
this
just
isn't
got
the
it
same one
today,
as that
yeah.
other one.
See if there's anybody in there you know.
Walter says, okay, at 9:15, I'm going. I'll be here Saturday for Mania Watch Along. On Sunday, still in chat. Phil, I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to show up all this day. It's fine, Phil.
Right.
Kevin Owens gonna stab you in the back again.
OMG.
OMG. Oh, those are your ones
Yeah.
that you were showing me.
Like the Batman ones. Boom.
The longest reigning tag team champs. That one looks familiar from one, but I couldn't tell you what show it was.
Hey, look. It's going to be a bang.
Ha 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 ha.
And still.
Still your what? WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Usos.
The Uso Penitentiary. Tomorrow night, guys.
Chris says, Travis, did you look up that wrestler girl from Japan Stardom? Mariah May X. She is hot blonde. But
No.
I saw one of her promos. She talks like Jamie Hayter, which makes her even hotter. I thought she was American.
Yeah, no, I was actually making a list of women. And I was like, oh, I need to go check my notepad, but I didn't. And I thought you said she was in TNA, and I went through the whole TNA roster, and I was like, there's nobody in there that's super attractive on TNA.
No, it was New Japan.
Yeah, it's Stardom, because New Japan only has 2 women. Kairi Sane and...
What's her face? Crybaby. Quitter.
Monet.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 they have on their active roster. I was like, what? They only have 2 women? But Kairi Sane was their first ever women's champion, and Sasha's the second ever. Hey, look at this! The hint, they're pushing forward a little bit more. And his partner.
And his partner. His other
Just a
friend.
little hint.
His friend. Sophie says, by the time Monday comes, a lot of YouTubers that are covering everything with Mania will be tired of wrestling. Film says, oh no, I wasn't late. I had that and I had Wednesday night church, aka youth group. Oh, okay. Sophie says, Nigel McGuinness is now part of Ring of Honor commentary. Who's Nigel?
He was a wrestler in NXT, I believe.
Walter says, oh man, no fight. Bryce says, a film, what's going on, bro? And Chris says, Usos think that this is a promo. This isn't a promo. Jay Usos, it's literally you saying words and then Jimmy saying a buzzword. Justin Martinez in the chat. Hey, Justin. Who do you think is going to win at WrestleMania for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships?
That's a tough one. I think I'm still going to go with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. It just makes a little bit more sense.
Sophie says, imagine if the WWE does go back to doing pay-per-views. We don't know how that will affect two-night manias. Robbie says, if you guys ever wanted to do wrestling previews with Jamie, I'm sure he would have you on. He's nice like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem of it is, Robbie, is he does them kind of early.
Well, for us.
For
it'd be
us.
early.
For him,
would-
it's not. For us, it's
Right.
early.
If we did it, it would have to be like a Saturday or something.
Yeah. Walter says Hall of Fame tonight on Peacock for some people. Sophie says baseball season officially started yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Philip says it's going good, Bryce. Just telling Monsieur Travis that I'm done with Eva Marie. Oh, done with Eva Marie, huh?
You'd be done with Eva Marie.
Vinegar is in the chat. Hey, Vin says, hello, Gabber. SmackDown has not let you down just yet, huh? Chris says opening day yesterday for baseball. Bryce says, oh dear, so sorry to hear that. Hopefully she didn't pull a Mandy Rose. Vindicator says, Travis, did you learn to always look at Kevin Owens when he is running his yap to you?
Right. Look at me when I'm talking to you. You shut your mouth when you're talking.
Sophie says, I mean, by going back to pay-per-view, I mean, you have to pay $50 or $60 every month.
Yes.
Yeah. We got that, Sophie. Ravi says, so what is the point of the big women's match on the pay-per-view? Are you talking about the women's tag match thing?
Yeah, there's a couple tomorrow. You've got the 4-way, I think. No, that must be on Sunday.
That's on Sunday.
Oh, Damage Control Trish Stratus. Mm-hmm. One with Becky there, and then Charlotte and Rhea on night 1.
Yeah.
So they wanted to do double with women and double men. And then there's the women's one.
Chris
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Chris says, yeah, Nigel was in NXT UK, also wrestled in Impact. Vindicator says, oh, and it's funny, Tony Khan decided to have Ring of Honor Supercard pay-per-view going on the same time as the SmackDown Go Home show.
Yeah, a lot of those indie companies have a lot of promotional stuff going on the week of WrestleMania. They do this every year. Ring of Honor has done it every year, I guess, since 2019, or not 19, sorry, like 2002 or whenever they started.
Huh.
Wherever
a weird
WrestleMania
thing to
is,
do.
they do a show the night before in that city. So there's wrestling fans already there.
Oh. I wonder if that even really works.
I don't know. I'm not watching it. I forgot to hook it up. I was going to put it on. I forgot.
Walter says Braun Strowman for the win. Yeah. Film says Bryce, oh no, even worse than that. Chris says, what if they did Mania Night 1 on Fox, Night 2 Peacock? They wouldn't. Sophie says NXT announced yesterday that they are going to have a pay-per-view on the same night and time as the AEW pay-per-view, and it will be like the night after the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view.
Lots
Good
of
for
wrestling that
NXT.
weekend, too.
Bryce says, Will, oh dear, once more, what did she do? That was so worse. Cortland's in the chat. Hey, Cortland says, who do you think will win the Battle Royal? The one tonight?
Ooh, I'd like to say Bobby Lashley just because he's the biggest name in it.
And he has nothing going for him.
Right, but I think they'll probably set up a feud for after Mania season with him tonight.
Right.
So somebody is going to start feuding with him. It's too bad they just couldn't figure out a way, and they still could. They could do it tonight. They could have LA Knight and him and then wrestle on day 2 of WrestleMania.
Oh, they could add a match.
Because there's an opening.
Yeah, there's not very many.
6 on that night.
Bryce says, sure, film, I'll check it out, really. I have no idea what's happening.
None.
Sophie says, my mom won't be watching most of Mania with me tomorrow because of the Final Four college basketball game, which takes place around the same time as Mania Night 1.
That's cool that your mom's into sports. Ricochet coming out.
I think it's just because UConn is in the finals or something.
UConn's
I think Sophie
still in
said
it,
something about their mom was a fan or some shit. Bryce says, oh, I can definitely see what the problem is. Just got back with you, film. And yes, let's just say she had laser treatment done. What you guys talking about? Why'd she have laser treatment? What's it for? You guys are being too cryptic.
Lasers.
Chris says Tiffany Stratton for the win at NXT Stand and Deliver.
That she had lasers strapped to her freaking head.
Yes. Ravi says
All right.
Carmella got booted off the pay-per-view.
I think Carmella's hurt,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure. Anybody know what's going on with Carmella? Anyways, Fatal 4-Way match starting right now. We got Ricochet in there with Chad Gable and Eric. And then
Ford.
the Street Profits, Ford. Montez.
And that's it.
I
Nobody
wonder if
else.
they're just going to call him Montez, because Ford's kind of, it's a vehicle, so it's cool that way, but it's not cool as it by itself.
It's not cool to just call him Ford.
Right, Ford. That's all Ford. But Montez sounds cool. But and if he just went to straight just Montez. Look at these two. Who's going to jump higher?
Film says, ding, ding, ding. You're correct, Bryce. Yes, she did. I was not happy about it. Vindicator says, I will let the Damage Control match slide since it involves Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
That and Hell in a Cell should be the only non-title matches at Mania. Everything else is just participation awards.
Hey, the Charlotte one has a Hall of Famer in it, too. Guarantee she's going to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
If she quit tomorrow, she's Hall of Fame bound.
Robbie says if they started the pay-per-view at 12 p.m. USA time, they could have had both nights in one day and know it wouldn't be too much for fans.
Oh, they've done it in the past, by the way. And it was a lot.
Yeah.
In like 2019 or 18 or somewhere in there, I think it was 19, they did, it was the one with
It
the
was like
long
a
one in Miami.
9-hour WrestleMania.
They started that SOB at 4 o'clock. They did pre-show matches.
Uh-huh.
And they went all the way, so that would have been, what, 4 o'clock? No, 4 our time. So 6 o'clock Eastern, all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It was 24 hours. It was terrible.
24. That's
I
7
can say
hours,
what I
though.
want.
It's great math. Woo! Uh-oh, Eric just caught him.
Sophie says it is interesting that WWE always finds a way to counter program AEW pay-per-views.
Gable is shredded. He just looks great.
He put some
You know, if
spray
that
tan
dude
on.
was 6'2", he'd be world champion.
Right. Chris says they
Thank
showed
you.
an ad for Raw ticket July 31st in Houston. I might go. I guess these ads are getting personal. The AI is insane. Bryce says, I'm not going to take anybody's side. I respect your opinion, Bob. I'll say this to make you feel better. Shame on her. Sophie says, I don't understand why these wrestling promotions holding pay-per-views over a major holiday weekend.
Is that really a major holiday?
What is it?
I think it's Memorial Day.
Oh, Memorial Weekend? Memorial Day's on Monday. Nobody cares what you do over the weekend for it.
Well, I mean, if you're a camper, it kind of shitty.
Yeah, because you'd have to come back early to be able to watch it, I guess.
It's Saturday.
Oh. Guess you'd have to stay late in order
Right.
to watch it. You couldn't go, camping right away.
Get her down. She just looks like she smells. Is that mean?
I don't know if it's mean or not.
I mean, think about it. Like, people in those days, like,
Didn't bathe.
they thought it was like part of your soul would leave if you took a bath.
It's true.
The stinkier you were, the more attractive you were.
Uh-huh.
That was just weird. Then they ate and cooked and sexed
Right?
with animal hides on them. And they didn't tan them like we tan them.
No.
They took that shit off the beast and cut up the brain and soaked it in it.
I think they might have let it dry a little bit and wore it.
And tan your hide, son.
Robbie says, Sophie, quit complaining. Quentin's in the chat. Hey, Quentin
Hey,
says, look
Quentin.
at Ricochet. He's ripped. Film says, thank you, Bryce. I needed that. Vindicator says, this is another dumb classic WWE tactic. Have the same people who will wrestle each other on the pay-per-view wrestle the show before, just in a slightly different way.
Yes,
Chris
for
says,
sure. And it's a fatal four-way.
yeah. Chris says, Phillies versus Rangers tomorrow. Wonder of DeGrom will take the mound.
DeGrom.
Robbie says, Quentin, of course he is ripped. He used a gym 5 days a week. Vindicator says, not enough scoops in the world to describe just how much spoon feeding Vince did to get Spawn in the hall. Okay.
Spoon feeding.
Robbie says, I wouldn't mind a 6-hour pay-per-view be easier to watch than 2 days of mook.
I'm debating on that, and I go back and forth because obviously we do it and we have to talk the whole time. And I think a good 4.5-hour show, maybe a 5-hour show would be plenty.
Right?
You wouldn't need to do 6 hours. But yeah, like a 5-hour show. And they could cram those matches into 5 hours.
They could.
I like that Triple H is booking it, you can tell, because there's not a lot of matches. When Vince did it, he tried to get everybody on the card.
Right?
I like that Triple H is like, you know what? You have to, like, earn it a little bit. You're not seeing, like, Ali's and Ciampas and Garganos and all that on there.
Gargano's on the NXT one, so. Sophie says, I sometimes think God Mania is 2 nights, and sometimes I wonder How they pick the location of these manias. Harley says, are your allergies or sinuses bothering you guys? Are doing a lot of... No, I probably have a cold, Harley. Vindicator says, Mania 2-night idea is terrible, Sophia. One night was always more iconic, but it's only done for money. Ravi says...
Right now, they can, and then they sell it to anybody that believes there's a main event at night one. They sell that to them, and they're like, look, this is a main event. So bring your popcorn. It's important. And it's like, it's just half the show. But it's advertisanal, and so people literally will fight with you on the internet.
Yes.
It is a main event.
They will fight with
like,
you about it.
It's not a main event. The main event is who goes on last.
For the whole show.
At the end.
No matter how many nights the show is.
That's advertising, and it's to get money. It has nothing to do with main events. And if it is, then you would be okay with Charlotte and whoever she's wrestling, Rhea, going at the end of night 2, because it's exactly the same.
Right.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Or the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going on at the end of night 2. Bullshit. There's one main event. Some WrestleManias there might be more, like especially when the Undertaker was wrestling and then the World Champion was wrestling also, because then you're like, oh. But that's why they're called co-main events. And another great thing you can do is always just go on first, and just blow the doors off the place, and then it's all downhill.
Oh.
Like Austin Theory's gonna do tomorrow. Just kidding. I don't know if he's gonna. They got Dominik and Rey on night 1. Huh. That's weird.
Robbie says, Sophie, the plan years in advance. Wow.
So they got Brock going on night 2, so he'll probably start the show night 2.
Probably. Sophie says it is expensive if people go to whatever location for whatever pay-per-view over a holiday weekend. Robbie says, Sophie, people save up in advance. Yes, most people plan in advance if they're going to go to those things. One, because WWE and any other place that does big pay-per-views are going to let you know when they're going to be, right?
Right. And a lot of you probably aren't heading to Saudi Arabia that weekend to go to that pay-per-view.
No. Chris says there is a trailer for George Foreman movie they just showed. I have an auto glove.
Oh, I want to watch that. I think. I like George Foreman.
Sophie says it was a one-night mania. I wonder what matches wouldn't be on the card that are on now.
His grill fed me. I'm not kidding. It was my main source of cooking for years.
So, Sophie, with as many matches that they have on this pay-per-view, if it was a one-night thing, they would have this many matches.
Yeah. Nothing would change.
Philip says, okay, so if you want to know, it's the number one thing that I don't like women doing to their bodies. Oh, cool. Sophie says, Bruce Pritchard said that Cody versus Roman as the Mania main event was always the plan since August.
Yeah.
Sophie says, does anyone know if you order Mania both nights, if you have to buy it twice? I tried to find that answer.
I tried to call, but there was like a 40-minute waiting list. I know it's $60 to order it. That's what I can tell you. But I don't know if you get both nights. So basically, it's either $60 or $120.
Film says, spoiler alert, Eva Marie got her armpits laser treatment, which means she can't grow it back, so that's why I don't like her anymore.
Oh, well.
Good for her.
It's okay. It's woman's body, woman's choice.
Good for her making a choice about her own body. Wow. Amazing that women have the ability to have that freedom. To not want to grow armpit hair. Sure, a lot of them would like to do that for their mustache hair, too. Hope says, that's why I like my women's pitch shaved with razor only. That's gross. And it doesn't grow back faster, sweetie. Chris says, I wonder if Gunther is going to open night 2. Gunther should start night 1 then.
Is he on it? I don't think Gunther's on night 1. He's on night 2. Yep. Gunther versus Drew and Sheamus is on night 2.
Philip says, hello, Ravi, how's it going today? And Walter says, good match. Walter says, Ricochet won, good match. Chris says, so glad I have Peacock, though, $10 a month. Sophie says, Saturday I only have 6 matches, and Sunday night I have 7. Opposite.
I think it's opposite. Yeah, Saturday is 7 and Sunday is 6.
Yep. Ravi says, when will Omos be champ? Hopefully never. And Sophie says, there are still people out there that don't have Peacock.
Bobby.
Yeah, there's a lot of people all over the world that don't have it, Sophie.
So, yeah, that's crazy. It would be interesting to wonder if you couldn't get Peacock and just watch it with a VPN
Maybe.
and watch it in other countries if they went that route to where they're charging, people money. Because in other countries, they don't charge anywhere near the price that we get charged in America for pay-per-views.
Right.
It's not even close.
How many guys are in this?
Most battle royals are 20. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oh, yeah, there's 30
Oh.
at least. There it looked like.
That's coming up next. Yay.
Yay, battle royal time. Maybe it'll take the rest of the show. Oh, wait, no, there's women wrestling tonight, too.
Sophie says, I wonder how they decide what matches go on what night of Mania. Chris says, what if they just start WrestleMania with Jay White when he comes out and cuts a promo? That'd be weird.
That'd be cool. Let him come out. Nobody will know who he is. They'll sit there and stare at him. They'll probably pipe in music and then just show the fans that know who he is. But we'll just pretend that they don't do that. They show everybody. People are going to just be like,
Who is this?
who is this?
And why is he here?
And then he's going to get up there and he's going to cut a pretty good promo because he's good at it. But he's got to be a complete asshole to do it. But who's he going to feud with immediately? Like, you got to have a feud. So is it going to be like Johnny Gargano?
Maybe.
And then would it be in NXT? Or is he
Corbin.
going to be on the main
LA
roster?
Knight.
Because to me, that would make more... No, he's not that. He's good, but he's not. But anyways, or would you just put him in NXT and have him do it on the NXT show? Or would he have to be on the main roster if he's signed? Because I don't think he has a lot of size. He might be bigger than Johnny Gargano. This looks like a really good movie, and I'm not huge into these types of movies.
Right? You might be watching that one on your own. I don't mind Guy Ritchie's movies. Some of his are pretty good.
Oh, I don't care who wrote it. I just like
he's
the
the guy
actors.
that was married to Madonna. He
Right.
might still be married to her for all I know.
Nobody's married to that thing.
God, I wouldn't be. She doesn't even look like Madonna anymore. I don't even know what she is.
She's a creature.
Something. Oh my God. Sophie says, isn't there a country that doesn't have Peacock? Yeah. Lots of countries, Sophie.
Yeah, I don't
Most
think
of
it's
them.
in other countries yet.
Sophie says there's a country that has Disney Plus that is supposed to be like their version of Peacock. What does the winner of this catering battle royal get? Prestige and Andre the Giant's big, huge person.
Right. Yeah, so usually what ends up happening is somebody wins it and then somebody else gets mad and breaks their trophy, and then there's a fight. So either Bobby's going to win it and get his trophy broken, or he's going to start a feud at some other point in it.
Chris says Jay White is main roster because in NXT tomorrow they have Dragon Lee in the ladder match. Because we all know who that is. Sorry, I don't know who he is. Does that make a difference? Like, if they have Dragon Lee in NXT, sounds stupid.
Why couldn't they have
Why can
Dragon
Jay White
and
not
Jay
be
White?
there? Is that like they don't like each other or something? Vindicator says, be funny if this silly Andre the Giant match takes up the rest of the first hour, but regardless, I will break until it's over. See you in a few, peeps.
OMG.
Pow.
Looking at my stickers.
Right in the kisser.
Boom. There's a lot of booms.
Sophie says, remember, there was a rumor at one point that they were going to raise the price of Peacock. Yeah, Ravi says, so what? Jay White spicing things up, yeah? Sophie, just get a fire stick. Then you don't have to worry. Sophie says, Bobby Lashley and LA Knight 2 guys that don't deserve to be in the Battle Royal in the first place. Why don't they deserve to be in the Battle Royal, Sophie? Why can't Bobby Lashley and LA Knight be in there? Bobby Lashley was supposed to have a feud with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt cried and quit. Or whatever he's doing. or he got an injury or whatever the fuck's happening with him. So now Bobby Lashley has nothing. So you're going to take that away from him too?
Yeah.
He had a WrestleMania thing, and they took that away from him. So now he doesn't have a WrestleMania thing. So you want to take this away from him too? Yeah, no. Chris says, because having Jay White there as well, it will overshadow Dragon Lee. Oh, bummer. Happens all the time. Chris says, I don't know who he is either, but apparently Dragon Lee was from AAA. Is he a luchador or something?
I don't know. I don't know enough about him.
Isn't that the AAA one? Is
look.
the Ding Ding.
Ding Ding. The Ding Dong Show.
Isn't the AAA the Mexican one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Sophie says, I feel like this Battle Royale will set up a feud for after Mania for whoever wins.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're doing something to set up something.
They're setting it up. Chris says, yes, he wears a mask. He's a luchador. Oh, okay.
I figured as much right when you said his name.
Dragon Lee.
He just sounds like
That
somebody.
sounds so much like a luchador.
Well, it sounds like a Japanese one because they wear masks too.
Excuse me.
Twice.
Sophie said, Gunther said in an interview that he predicts to be in the main event for Mania 40.
Who?
Gunther. Film says I'm really going to
Not
miss
sure.
liking her stuff, but he's still got Bliss and Flair and Carmella. Yeah, because none of them probably got laser treatments. Robbie says, so Vince back now? Yeah, I guess. I have no idea, Robbie.
No idea. I've been off Twitter for a while.
Film says super excited for Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair match at WrestleMania.
Are you? Who do you think's gonna win that?
Sophie says, interesting that they are putting the triple threat match on night 2, not night 1.
Why? Why would it matter either way? Either.
It's not a main event, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's gonna happen like third. It'll come early. I think what they'll probably do is Brock and Omos, because Brock likes to go on first, and then Liv Morgan's and all the other women, and then go with the Gunther match. And then they can go Hell in a Cell, or they can go women, then Hell in a Cell, or then go Hell in a Cell, then women, and then close it down.
Right.
With Cody. That Hell in a Cell match is going to be fun. And it's the old cage, which just silver, but just chain link fence.
Robbie says, Twitter, I feel people just argue on there. Right.
They do. You have to just be, especially when you are trying to like have a brand, you can't have an opinion. And some of these guys do anyways, and then they just get a lot of hate. And I guess it works because they get a lot of subscribers from it.
Yeah.
I haven't put any energy towards it on there.
On Twitter.
Mm-hmm. I probably should put a little bit more on there. But I just feel so busy with TikTok all the time.
Phil was like, no way, Misty, I hope they don't. Just stick with shaving razors, in my honest opinion. Don't like being heartbroken. Yeah.
Oh,
Shaving
Otis
razors
is
are
in
for
this.
chumps.
Hey, look, the Good Brothers are in it.
I think somebody
I
mentioned
need a court
that before.
reporter to type right now. Go. I don't even know who that was.
Which one?
I can't tell you because I don't know who it was. Hey, there's Johnny Gargano. He's in it.
Woo.
He'll probably win it. Andre.
Sophie says, I feel bad for whatever follows that triple threat match. And Phil says, like, the only women's match I'm excited for is just only Charlotte versus Rhea match. And who do you want to win, Phil?
So, Sophie, if that match goes on, right, and then the next match is Hell in a Cell, are you still going to feel bad for it?
Right.
Because Hell in a Cell should be better. It's got Edge and it's got
Finn Balor as
Finn
the
Balor
demon.
as the demon, and then Edge is going to come out as the Brood Edge, probably.
Robbie says Vince loves his android, can't see her losing.
It's basically the plot out of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Oh.
And so it's going to be good.
Walter says the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Yep, that's happening right now, Walter. Sophie says it's looking like night 1 will last a lot longer than night 2. So. Did he get his own entrance?
Yeah.
Oh, how sweet. It's Bobby. Good
So
for Bobby.
everybody else came out together, and Bobby gets his own entrance.
Well, they did him so dirty. They better do something nice for him, fuckers.
I mean, does that just scream
Like
that
he's gonna win.
So I mean, he can't. I mean, he can, but at the same time, it's like, Bobby.
Chris says damn Kross coming out like a jobber. Walter says Andre is 7 feet, 450 pounds.
Yeah.
Sophie says the Good Brothers, we haven't seen them on WWE TV since AJ Styles got injured. Bryce says, so anyways, how's your guys' weekends? It's going to be WrestleMania. So there's that. Sophie says that triple threat match is going to be a banger.
She bangs. She bangs. Because she's a banger.
Ew. It's gross.
That's not true. Fuck are we watching? Are any of those 3 people famous?
I don't know who the fuck they are if they are. If they're famous, I don't know who they are. So they're not famous in my circle of people I know. Which is not very many. Bryce, what are you going to be doing this weekend besides maybe watching some WrestleMania? Sophie says that triple threat match is going to be a banger. Bryce says, it's okay, Phil, Miss T. She understands you. She's just telling you in a different perspective. That's all. Sophie says, with this, you could tell who is going to win. Robbie says, I think the triple threat men's match will be good. Hope Sheamus wins.
Really? I feel like Sheamus is just in there because he's the third wheel and he'll take the loss from either one. Because I don't see Drew losing clean and I don't see Gunther losing clean.
Chris says they gave Bobby entrance but not Kross. Wow. Philip says, no, but I understand where she's coming from. I'm not offended from Miss D. Robbie says, with SmackDown would cut down on the video packaging. Quentin says, I think Lashley is winning it.
Yeah, he's the only one that got his own. Yeah, I mean, how would you do Kross's entrance? Just bring Scarlett out? She'd have to get in the ring? You know how she does that? So they're going to just leave all 29
He would have
men?
had to have been there first. Come out first. All the other men.
Yes.
Then
men.
Bobby
And then
last.
Bobby.
And then whatever.
But I guess they could have done that. They could have put her out first.
Sophie says Nick Khan teased that there will be plenty of surprises this weekend. Chris says LA Knight should have also got an entrance. Bryce is like, oh my bad, Phil. Sophie says Logan Paul contract expires tomorrow and it is also his birthday.
Yeah, he'll sign a new one. But he'll probably take a little bit of time off.
For WWE?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that the one that's fighting? Well, how is his contract expiring tomorrow and he's in a match?
He has a match. I think it's night 1.
Yeah, it is.
Well, his contract will expire shortly thereafter, around midnight.
Phil says, alright, Bryce, cool, bro. Robbie says, I'm sure Bobby would ignore you if you shouted his name like that to him.
Bobby!
Bobby's laughing, and Chris says, we better get Scarlett and Mania. Like, now that they didn't give Kross an entrance, you can't have Mania without a smoke show.
Yeah.
Phil says, but anyways, are you excited for WrestleMania? And Sophie says, last year they gave Madcap Moss the win. So pathetically dumb. Bryce says, that's a good question. Do you? Well, I might be going on an Easter hunt with a few
the great
family
Muda in
members.
the
I
back.
probably might get dinner.
Look,
cool. Are you going to play any horrible
guys see
April
that?
Fool's jokes on somebody? What was it?
Oh, the monster gets his on too.
Oh.
Look at this. Watch the locker room here. This is hilarious.
The Great Buddha.
Look at this, dude. Look how green it is.
Oh, jeez.
That is so cool. That is just a mass of human beings. That fight.
Sophie says they gave you the match card for both nights, but they didn't give you the order.
No, they don't give
Why,
order.
they never give the order, Sophie.
I mean, I can guess it. I'm usually pretty good at it.
Quentin says since Bryan Danielson returned with the BCC last Wednesday, he would finally fight Zack Sable Jr. and Forbidden Door, and he'll win the IWJP US Heavyweight Championship too.
Yeah, in Japan.
Sophie says AEW Dynamite got 830K viewers. Chris says cool Braun Strowman's new theme. Bobby says FTR might return to WWE, I'm hearing.
Who?
FTR.
Oh, yeah. I think they might lose next week on Wednesday. And then be WWE bound.
Back again.
Because it's weird. I mean, they should win. Clearly, they should win. The tag team champions on AEW are arguably the worst team that's ever been assembled in wrestling history. I mean, it's pretty bad, right? The Guns.
Right?
And so, anybody can beat them.
Or should be beating them.
Right? They shouldn't be on TV. So, FTR should walk through them in a 5-minute match. So, it makes no sense for them to win if they're not leaving.
Right.
You know? So, if anything, just get rid of them. I guess they might have put the titles onto them so the FTR could win because they didn't want them to go heel or face to face versus face against the Acclaimed.
Well, that's good.
I don't know who that is.
Hit Row's gone.
Who is that?
Top Dollar and what's her face?
Is that? I have no idea who it was. Now I have no idea who it was, and now I don't know who it was again because I don't know who. I didn't know who it was going in, and I didn't know who it was coming out.
Which one?
The person that's been eliminated. I can't tell you because I don't know who it is.
The Legado del Fantasma guy?
I don't think so. Had long hair.
He has long hair.
He does?
Uh-huh. One of them does. A couple of them do.
Huh, I guess. Maybe.
Now, one of them has short and two of them have long. Like, the main guy has long, one of his lackeys has long, and then one of them has short.
Do they look a lot like Xavier Woods?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I know it's not Woods because I know Woods.
Oh, well, that was Top Dollar's dude in Hit Row.
Oh, maybe that's who it was.
It was Top Dollar, and then Ashante got kicked out right after him.
Yeah, that's who it was. Then it was just Ashante.
Massey is gone thanks to Loomis.
Did he have like a bowl cut? Ashante?
It was just fluffy.
But out sideways?
Well, Soar's gone by Spaghetti.
Oh, Good Brothers going out by Otis here soon. So are we going to get that spot, you guys? Are we going to see it? Bronson Reed and Otis? That spot coming? Bobby Lashley's
Corbin
just
was
standing
out
there.
first, thank goodness.
Carl Anderson's gone.
Santos should win.
So Otis eliminated both of the Good Brothers. First time they've been on TV for months.
He made sure they were gone.
Instantly. Like, just me. Braun Strowman and Otis can't get rid of Elias. Come on, man.
So this is, I think when they started doing 2 Night Manias, it seems like they didn't know where to put the Hall of Fame on the Mania schedule. Chris says Loomis standing in the corner. Lashley just single-handedly eliminated Hit Row. And Sophie says a couple of WWE stars appeared in the Whale Mania thing that also has some AEW stars
Rick
too.
Boogs. He's got him. Otis is eliminated. I knew he was going to go over because they had to put his belly over.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Rick Boogs is a strong human being.
Oh, no.
He just used a pretty boy there as a weapon.
Wow.
What's his name again? I can't think of it.
Humberto?
Yeah, Humberto Carrillo. Just got used
God.
as a weapon.
Poor Angel Garza got smacked in the face with a foot.
Look at this. And Gorilla Press. And now you're a weapon. He just took out 4 people.
So, I don't like pointing things out like this, but why is his penis sticking out all weird?
Boogs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy.
Is it like sideways or something?
I don't know. It's just like, it's weird. It's weird looking. Like, what the hell is going on?
It
with
moved.
it? It's creepy looking, and its pants. It's hard not to notice because of the camera angles that they do when he was like getting those guys over.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like, what the fuck? What's going on? Somebody says, whoever does NXT Mania Night 1 tomorrow, that will be a big day for that person. So he says, do you think they will add a match to Night 1 to even both nights?
Night 2, you mean?
Night 2 is the one that's missing a thing.
Night 2 has 7 or 6. Night 1 has 6. 7. I'm fucking screwed
Night
up.
1 has 7 matches. Night 2 has 6. Chris says Carl Anderson gone. That's a former IWGP Open Heavyweight champ. Damn it. Sophie says, is it funny the men got a battle royal and the women don't get anything like this type of battle royal?
You know, and they have enough women now. I was looking at their roster, and they do have enough, but they'd have to put everybody in it from the main roster.
Right?
And they're not going to do that. Yeah, the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal was supposed to happen, but the softies went all crazy about it, so...
Right.
You know, the fake outrage, the I care more than you culture that
Right.
is America. I care more than you do. Oh, God.
Sophie says, I'm at Night 2.
That girl has a arrow in her neck.
A kid was playing with a bow.
Yeah,
A whatchamacallit bow.
I get it.
And he shot, and he missed the target, and it flew and got her instead of probably a neighbor. Harley says, hope you feel better. Hope you feel better soon, Misty. Thanks, Harley. Sophie says, I could see them adding a surprise match tonight, too, but I don't know who it will be.
Spectacle?
Yeah, spectacle. So he says there are women that want WWE to do an evolution too. Chris says Cody versus Gunther at SummerSlam in Detroit this year will make Cody an American hero. He should do a Hogan versus Andre slam spot. Have Cody slam Gunther. The crowd would pop for that.
Yes, they would.
Oh, that's nice. So we still have Bobby Lashley, Karrion Kross, Dolph, Ollie,
Butch.
Madcap, Butch, Spaghetti Piscetti,
Oh, Ali's eliminated.
Boogs, and Legado Phantasmo guy. And what's his face?
Is Spaghetti still in it?
Braun Strowman and
I don't see him. Is he still in there?
Knight. And Butch's buddy.
I don't see him. So no.
He's on the floor.
Johnny Spaghetti?
No.
He's been eliminated? I don't see him.
I don't know where he went. Maybe he fell out.
Oh, there he is. He's straight back. He's
Oh,
got
he's
green
on the
shorts
ground.
on.
Yeah.
There it is. Bobby Lashley, Karrion Kross.
Who else is in there? He broke Big E's neck. What's his name?
Ridge.
Rich. He's in there.
Yeah, I see Ridge. And Braun. And Bronson.
Yeah.
And whoever Bronson's wrestling with right now.
Boogs.
Nope. But he's been eliminated. Last year's winner has been eliminated.
Karrion Kross.
He didn't win it last year. I don't know if he gets eliminated or not. No, it doesn't look like it. I can't come up with that guy's name to save my life, so.
Which guy is it?
He won it last year.
Madcap
Madcap.
Ross. That's what they said
Oh,
earlier.
Dolph's gone. So Bobby, Braun, and Bronson have their power spot right here. Bronson just got kicked in the head, went down like a sack of potatoes. Strowman's like, you're 8 feet tall and just as strong as I am.
That's funny.
Oh,
Poor
Dolph's
Ziggler.
eliminated.
Sophie says Cena versus Theory. I wonder how long that match will be. Chris says Kross and Lashley. Sophie says out of the 13 matches at Mania, I could see some of them not going that long. Chris says Kross versus Lashley, the match. Sophie says, is Lashley a heel or face this week? Chris says Jonah versus Braun. Walter's like Braun or Bobby for the win. Sophie says Lashley versus the two people that Triple H re-signed.
Having Johnny Gargano have a spot in this is just goofy.
It's dumb.
He should have already been eliminated. There he goes. LA got rid of him. Nope. Triple H is like, look at all my NXT people. That's what he's got all over the place.
Yeah.
Bobby just tossed his ass out of there, though. Now it's a better day. Butch, nope. He stayed in. Oh, Rich Holland. What a power, dude. No, he's eliminated, though.
Alrighty.
What a great spot there. I like that.
Sophie says now with Vince back in the WWE, who knows what that means for Triple H. Chris Akane says LA Knight. Oh.
LA Knight looks like he's on fire. Look at that spot.
Oh, that's funny.
Rich caught him.
Get him. Get him, little weirdo man.
I feel like there's a lot of eliminations that happen in like 2 seconds.
That he
because
shouldn't have been
there's
eliminated.
only 4 people left now. So how did Butch get eliminated? Did I miss it?
Yeah, he went over the other side. They had a whole bunch of crap at the bottom. And so that's how...
Dang it, LA's out.
Of course he is, by a big ass fucking
Fat
piece
guy.
of garbage.
They're trying to make this fat guy happen, and it's just not going to.
I wish they'd stop. I don't even understand why they would. Robbie says, did you think Holland will be pushed?
No.
No, but he's a bigger guy. And
Like,
doesn't
he's
make any
fun, and he
sense.
can do a lot of power spots. Just don't let him do a belly-to-belly overhead suplex.
Yeah. Sophie says with this Battle Royal, they set up matches for the future Raw or SmackDown in the weeks to come. Robbie says, ironic, no match at Mania in LA. Walter says, who will win this is cool Battle Royal. I don't know, Walter, who?
It's going to be 3 people.
Chris is like trying to push Jonah. Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, to me, it's at this point, it's got to be Bobby.
And if it isn't,
Well, Braun's gone.
oh,
So it's Bobby and Bronson.
oh God.
Why would you go up top? When you're an 800-pound fat guy, you don't go on the top rope.
Jesus. Chris was like, the crowd didn't like that. Yeah, they didn't like dumbass Bronson Reed getting rid of LA Knight.
No, he's over. Nope, Bobby eliminated. Nope, Bobby got back in. There he goes.
Hassan says,
Fat man's
"Hi there."
eliminated. Bobby wins. Bobby
Robbie
wins.
says, D, thoughts on them? Got healthy yogurt drinks. I think they're a scam. They are, Robbie. They're just a scam.
So they show a guy right after Bobby wins.
Yeah.
And he's like all disappointed. But if you wanted to add narrative, you could make it a pretty funny little thing, like he's a Tennessee backwoods guy. Watch what he looks like right here. He's like, oh no, not one of them types. Did you see?
My KKK members ain't gonna like this.
The only hood I like is pointy and white.
I can't believe they had that black man win. He doesn't win anything. Bastards.
So...
Yay! Bobby won!
It looks like it's over, too. Like, nobody's going to beat up his trophy or come out and beat him up.
Guess not. Oh, Marshmallow's in the chat. Hey, Marshmallow. Sophie's like, didn't Braun win this battle royal before? Yes. Walter says, Bobby Lashley winner. Yes.
Who are those big guys behind the announce team? I mean, obviously, Bobby knows who they are, and they're big. So maybe they're somebody from his troop or something. Because he goes over there. Here in a second, you'll see it.
Oh.
See them all? And you see, he goes over there.
I don't know who they are.
I doubt they're just people.
Maybe they are. Maybe he's being a good guy. I don't know.
Uber babyface move.
Hassan's in the chat says, why are you guys buffering? I don't know.
Didn't know we were.
Are we?
Shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be buffering.
I got no delays over here.
Bryce says, anyways, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys soon for WrestleMania live stream. Bye. Peace out.
Peace.
Take care, guys. Have a good night. You too, Bryce. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good luck with your egg hunt and stuff and hanging out with fam. Chris says LA Knight should come back in the match and attacked Bobby. Sophie says, I wonder if they didn't have Bobby in this, who would be the original winner of this. Robbie says, Bobby really selling it tonight. And Walter says, okay, bye, guys. See you this weekend for Mania. Bye, Walter. Have a good rest of your day today. Tomorrow. We'll see you later.
I figured it was probably going to be Braun that was going to win it.
Right.
It's weird to me that Braun doesn't have a WrestleMania match.
Right?
Is he teaming up with Ricochet tomorrow? I think he is. I think he has one. He has one with Ricochet.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, that's right. He did come back at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
I forgot
You
that.
geeked out. I was in the other room because McKenna just stopped by.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did geek out a little bit.
And so I couldn't watch it. So me and McKenna came and stood in the doorway.
That's right. Sophie says Michael Cole said he will retire in 4 years.
They got to get somebody to replace him.
Robbie says, yes, you were buffering. Oh, Marshmallow says after WrestleMania, Johnny Gargano will challenge Roman Reigns for the WWE Champion. Hell yeah. Robbie says ESPN or Fox would not put up with buffering. LOL. Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you, Robbie.
Yeah, we did have a couple drop frames.
Quentin says the Almighty finally got a WrestleMania moment.
If that's what you want to call that, I wouldn't call it that. Since it's on TV on a Friday.
Yeah, not a WrestleMania moment at all. Sophie says there is a WWE camp that wants Roman to beat Cody this Sunday. Robbie says, will you guys record WrestleMania?
No. It'll be on the network immediately afterwards.
Thumb says later, Bryce, take care. Chris says, no participation trophy Shotzi tonight. I don't think so.
There is a women's match. I don't know if she's in it, though.
Excuse me, sorry.
Bless your face. What's her name?
Sophie says, I'm surprised that they didn't have some sort of AEW footage in this Cody Rhodes video package.
No, they're not doing that. They're not going to advertise for another company. It's different if Cody comes out with a belt on that has something on it, you know, for his past. But a whole video tribute, no.
Right. Oh, Marshmallow says Seth Rollins will beat Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the best match of the night.
Is it because his contract's up? Is that why he's going to get beat?
No.
Oh.
It's Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is like top 3 dude. Maybe top 2. Depends on where you put Cody.
Oh.
If you put Cody in front of him or behind him. Hey, there's Rack Rod coming out with Liv.
Ravi says Michael Cole didn't Bale want to fight him once. Oh, didn't Bailey want to fight him once? Yeah, Bailey had, like, stuff with him, I guess.
Natalia, Rack Rod,
Well, it's
Shayna.
like, what time is it? I guess it's lady people time. Sophie says the question, where do the winners of all these matchups go after Mania? Home?
They're going to Tiffany Stratton's for an
Going to
after
the
party.
backstage? I don't know where they're going. Fatal 4-way match, yay. Is it next?
What will Liv Morgan wear on Sunday?
Hopefully she wears something that her shoe doesn't come untied and she doesn't go cry in the corner.
Sonya.
So is that, I mean, who will be their next feuds?
Right. No, I
Oh.
understood what you were talking about. I was just teasing. Yeah, Monday's going to be exciting for that reason. I think Monday's going to be the best Raw we've seen since Triple H has come back.
Is it though? I mean, they're gonna do so many like highlight shit. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but they're going to start. Everything should be fresh, unless they're starting something, which we'll see. I still think we're going to get like a Drew McIntyre, Gunther feud heading forward, and it's not WrestleMania Backlash, and that's what's telling me that it's going to be fresher. If it was WrestleMania Backlash still, But if it's just Backlash, it can be new things. I still think we might see like a Rey versus Dominik, and like Ravi's buddy was saying, in a hair versus mask match.
Right.
Because Dominik has long hair all of a sudden. He's been growing it.
Right.
And that might be why. Maybe that's the end of the feud. So Dominik wins tomorrow, or whatever day it was.
Right.
And then Rey beats him at Backlash. Although Rey's got to go. I was hoping Dominik would disappear after Mania 2. It's wishful thinking at this point, I guess.
Right. It feels like it's armpit time. It feels like, yay. Robbie says, what's this Christian Cage wants to leave AEW?
I don't know, probably because he lost to Jungle Boy.
Robbie says, do you look bored shitless? LOL. Sophie says, by the time this NXT pay-per-view is over tomorrow, it will be that long until Mania.
Yeah. So we got Theory and Cena. We got Charlotte and Ripley. We got the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins and Logan. Becky, Lita, and Trish versus Bayley and the Riff Raff. We got Dominik Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. And then we got Braun and Ricochet versus Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Which match are you most looking forward to?
That's funny. Maybe the Seth Rollins, Logan Paul one, probably.
I think so too.
Out of all those, what I would look forward to. I mean, I think it's going to be more of a showstopper than some of the other stuff.
I mean, that the Sami Zayn thing's lost its luster, and I knew it would. I knew he would lose his shine after he left the Bloodline. Charlotte Rhea is going to just be disappointing. That one irritates me because Charlotte's going to lose. Although I've been here before because I was like, Brock's going to lose
right
to The Undertaker.
And then he didn't.
And he won, so.
Right. So I was like, Ravi, really? Ravi's like, LOL, people said Liv had star quality once. And Ravi's like, yes, film. Oh, Mushroom says Randy Orton will return at WrestleMania and attack Cody Rhodes with an RKO. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I think Randy's going to show up. I don't know if he's going to do any action, but I think he'll be there. We're going to see Randy.
Sophie says, I wonder how many feuds will extend after this weekend and how many feuds are one and done.
Did Natalya lose a lot of weight?
So they could move on to new feud.
Natalya looks thin, like very thin, like through the side. Remember how thick she used to be? Look how thin she is.
Huh.
She looks like a different person. 2. Huh. That's crazy.
Are you sure it's not her outfit, maybe?
I doubt it. I usually think of her as like a thick, stockier girl, and she's not. She's lost a little bit of weight. What is that? Oh, shit! And then a bulldog, a hair bulldog.
It's not very nice.
Yeah, you do running hair bulldogs. Chelsea Green looking ravishing in her black attire on the outside.
Sophie says, I wonder how many feuds will extend after this weekend and how many feuds are won and done. Oh, I read those. Chris says, kind of effed up if Jay White comes to WWE. We will see Nakamura come out of the woodwork. Ravi says, there ain't casual fans at WrestleMania. Vindicator says, all right, it's safe for me to come back, peeps, LOL. So I'm thinking that Liv and Rack will win so they can eventually have Liv wrestle her idol Lita, just as they did for Becky back in Saudi.
Interesting.
Philip says, okay, Ravi, that's an interesting news. Thanks for telling us. Ravi says, Travis, that's how people from London speak, from London, like Jamie. Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla, how's it going? Ravi says, oh no, is it Ayla? And Sophie says, who knows how long it took them to decide what matches fall on what night of Mania.
Yeah, I mean, they probably had an idea of it.
Take her knees out. Ayla's like, oh no, are you sick, Talitha? Probably. So he's like, Matt Riddle is also rumored to return. Ravi says Ayla finished the vacuuming. And Vindicator says, oh, and if it hasn't been said, shout out to Talitha for being a trooper tonight and doing the chat while battling a cold. She is a goddess among us mere mortals who would cry in the corner. Right? Ayla's like, vacuuming? And Sophie says, I'm guessing no draft after Mania since the commercial for this Monday didn't say anything about.
No, there's definitely not going to be a draft. They can't do a draft after Mania because it would take away all the attention from Mania.
True.
They still want to sell Mania buys and subscriptions and all sorts of stuff. They won't even show the video highlights. They'll show pictures of what happened.
Sonya. She got her. She got the poor Sonya.
Yes, she did.
Robbie says, you know what a vacuum is. Chris says, damn, Shotzi looking like a streetwalker. And Ayla says, never heard of her. And Phil says, come on, Raquel, use your powerful armpits and win. She does. Ayla says, we bought a truck. Why the fuck would you guys buy a truck?
Why wouldn't you buy a truck?
They have 2 kids
well,
to haul around. Why would you buy a truck?
2-door or 4-door type.
Doesn't matter. Why would you buy a truck?
Well, that's why you would.
You have 2 little kids you're hauling around.
Right.
Why on earth would you fucking buy a truck?
Well, just said if it's got the big back, if it's a 4-door type.
Doesn't matter. Do you know how hard it is to get kids up in a truck when they're little like that?
Trucks just make more sense than anything else anymore.
Do they?
With the extra size of it. Anyways, what kind of truck is it? We'll find out some information, then we can move forward.
Robbie says, Dee, would you ever eat prawn mayonnaise sandwich from a convenience store? No, I wouldn't eat any of that. Sophie says, when a draft usually happens, they usually announce it either a week or a month before.
Yeah, they're going to let us know.
Philip's like, hey, Ayla, what's up?
Funny to you, like a tribal clown.
Hey, Vin, what's up? Robbie says, do you need the room when you have kids? Trust me, my bro has 3. Vindicator says, never buy a truck. Ayla, only a sensible, kid-friendly station wagon. LOL. Ayla says it was 18. It's 4-door, and Jordan picked it. I wanted an SUV, but it's roomy. 14 Dodge Ram.
Oh, that's way cool. 14?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and it'll be a lot easier to haul stuff and stuff. It's not easy to get groceries in and out of, though. I will tell you that. Because you're either going to put them in the bed or you got to put them in the back seat.
And they won't put them in the back seat because all of them go grocery shopping with the kids.
Well, they still have the floor.
Oh, my God. You saw how many groceries I got in our vehicle, in my vehicle in the back. You want to put all those on the bed, on the floor of a truck, the back seat? Think about my dad's truck and try to do that with it.
Right.
Not happening. That's funny. You guys are funny.
Anyways.
It is the most inconvenient thing to have for children and grocery shopping. It makes no sense. Great. I'm glad you have a truck. Awesome. Trucks are cool. Not saying trucks aren't cool. They come in handy for a lot of fucking shit. Towing a trailer, taking things, doing stuff, going camping, whatever the fuck. Terrible gas mileage. Yeah, they do. They get terrible gas mileage.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they really roomy for kids? No, they're fucking not. Are they a pain in the ass to pack? Yeah, they fucking are. Because now guess what you got to do? You better go get you a goddamn thing that goes on the back of it too so you can cover it up.
No.
Yeah,
you can't take stuff.
No, you got to do that.
No.
Well, you got to do something. Where are you going to put all your shit?
What shit? Yeah, you don't want to cover on the back because then you can't get to it. You can't use it. It makes it useless, the truck, if you put a shell on it. Unless you have a thing that pulls all the way out, like a floor on rails.
I'm just talking about a cover, a tarp cover or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's what Brett has. And those are nice because it actually rolls.
But you'd have to have something. I don't understand it. It is literally a single man thing to do, what he just did. That's not thinking about your family. That's thinking about, I'm a man and I want a fucking truck. And I have no other responsibilities in life that I have to worry about.
Not anymore. I could see it with old pickups. I get it. But not a new one. The new ones. Like even, I'll put it this way, like TR, his wife would take his truck over anything else to take their friends on trips. Because it's so roomy. Like you could get on the floor and take naps.
Can you do that in my dad's truck?
Your dad's is smaller than the new ones. Like Brett's, there's like that much room between the seat and the seat in like Brett's and TR's, the newer trucks. I don't know what theirs looks like. Your dad's isn't. Your dad's is smaller for knees.
Yeah. Get in there as a tall person and I'll fucking show you that it still isn't any different.
I could show you in Brett's. Brett's is massive.
But it's not.
Okay.
I bet you anything, either the person in the front seat has their knees to their thing. If I want all the leg space that I want in the fucking back seat, because my seat don't fucking move.
I guarantee your brother could sit in the front and you could sit right behind him and be very
Bet you
comfortable.
we couldn't.
Very comfortable.
Bet you not.
In Brett's.
I'm betting you not. And what year is his?
Brett's?
Yeah.
It's new. It's like a 20 or 19 or something.
Well, theirs is a 13. She got corrected. It's not a 14. It's a 2013.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what year your dad's is either.
It's older. But still. They don't make fucking quad cab trucks to like be that roomy.
I'm pretty sure that was a selling point, wasn't it? They had a bunch of dudes getting out, like hunting or something. I swear those old commercials, I haven't watched TV for a while, but... Roman Reigns! By the way, Rackrod won that. If we didn't say.
She pinned Sonya.
Anyways, congratulations on a new vehicle. That is super sweet.
How many miles does it have on it?
Why are you being so weird?
$18,000 is a lot of fucking money to spend on something.
Just...
The indicator says, hey, film. And Sophie says, D, looks like a car ran over you. Yay, good for me. Robbie says, them convenience store sandwiches can't be fresh. No, Robbie, they probably would give you fucking food poisoning. Sophie says, this Sunday will mark Roman's 945th day reign as champion. Robbie says, so Travis, who is replacing Cole? It's going to take 4 years, so who knows?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Azalea says, oh, I was a corrected 13. Haha, we've been grocery shopping with that Thunderbird 2-door, no trunk. It was awful. Yeah. Vindicator says, Sophie, that joke will get you crickets, my dear. Philip says, Vin has a question for you. Vin, hairy armpit stuff. Sophie says, I'm so short when I try to get into a truck, I can't reach the door. Robbie says, D, people need different cars for different reasons. It was like 1,000% agree with you, Miss D. That was my argument, too. I just don't understand it. Like, it makes, especially if you're going to be the one driving it, as you just said, and it's going to be your vehicle to take the kids everywhere. What the fuck? That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, my God. Chris says, sexy Sonia, trucks are gas guzzlers. Ravi says, angry Dean effect. Chris says, but I have a bed. That's all dirty, need a cover. Sophie says, do you think the bloodline will fall this weekend with them losing every championship? Or do you think one of them will retain?
I was thinking that they might try to figure out a way to keep some of the titles on some of them and some of the titles off of them. Like some creative planning that's just going to surprise everybody. Could be wrong, though.
Phil says, man, also I'm doing pretty good, man. How about yourself? Plus I have a question for you too. It was like, haha, Jordan is laughing. You're calling him out. Love it. It's just an irresponsible fucking thing to do. I get it if he's going to be driving it and he's the one taking it to work and that's it. And you get something that you can pack the kids around in and go grocery shopping in and everything like that. Whether it's a minivan or an SUV of some kind or something of that nature that has that type of room. Because at some point, those kids are growing up. Those kids are going to be going and doing outside of things that go with school. Soccer, basketball, what the fuck ever. It makes absolutely no sense. Friends. You're going to be packing around friends and shit. Good luck.
Yeah, see, they don't have the hair. It's definitely not one of those guys.
It was, what's his face?
Yeah, it's Ashante.
It was Ashante. Because, what's his face said they got rid of Hit Row, like, automatically or big or whatever. His ideas are hurting on owning a truck with him enjoy it for. I'm not saying about him. I'm saying that it's not a practical vehicle for the person that's going to be packing around kids in it and grocery shopping. It's just not. Sophie says, how you like playing WWE 2K23 so far?
I haven't played it yet.
Other people have played it in our chat, though, and
yes.
people have loved it. We have not played it. Rob says, big up Jordan, enjoy the truck. Chris says, yes, I'm a man. That's the only reason I have a truck, and also to, pick up the streetwalkers that dress like Shotzi.
Ray gave them all a shirt.
Not surprising.
What does it say?
You know why? Because if they have to crawl up in your truck and they're wearing short skirts, they show their hoo-ha off to everybody.
What is that?
Streetwalkers getting in your big old trucks.
Are they really going to start a group? You guys watching this? The LWO? They're all wearing it. The Lucha World Order.
Lucha World Order?
Yeah, it came in like the 90s. I think he was part of it with Eddie, and it was when the NWO was so big.
Huh, that's funny. That's kind of silly and weird.
I wonder if they knew like the spot or if he just literally just gave them that.
I don't know. Ayla says, welcome.
Seamus.
Show you guys soonish. I'm the main driver of the truck too, so it's going to be super fun. Sophie says John Cena for some reason is going to be in the new golf video. And you guys are short. Like, Ayla, you're short. You have to pack your... I just... Okay.
It's
whatever.
all good.
You'll adapt. You'll fucking adapt. It's not going to be fun, but you'll fucking adapt, I guess.
Driving a big old truck's fun.
When you don't have responsibilities in life, yes, they are fucking awesome. I don't have that problem. I would gladly have a big old truck right now. Lift that fucker up. Yeah, 2-door even. I don't need a fucking 4-door. Just put a 2-door truck with a short bed. I would be all over that shit.
Do they have that?
But I also don't have kids to put in it. And I'm sure it would be a pain in the ass to go get groceries in.
Put hydraulics on it. You can just lower it. Put groceries in the back. And then
Just have it so that the bed lifts up so they just dump out.
No, that's good. Back it up.
That's all you do. Just back it up and just dump it, bitch. Just make it a dump bed truck. Sophie's like, Roman's going to make history this weekend. He'll be the first person to defend his championship across 3 Manias.
The cool thing about having a truck is that everybody will call you to use it. Hey, can you help me carry this mattress? Hey,
I need to move.
Hey.
Can you help me move?
Hey, I was going to buy this Snurf plaque. Is there any way you could help me out with that?
Philip says Selena Vega. Yep, she was up there. So it says they booked this Ray Dom feud perfectly. They started in September of last year. You rarely see Seeing that in the Vince era, Ravi says Rey and Sons should be the match that gets your juice flowing.
Yeah.
Sophie says they are setting up a Santos heel turn on Rey. They keep planting seeds for it. Philip says LWO.
He lost to Dominik. He has no credibility.
Right? Chris says LWO. Sophie says, so they are changing Santos's group name? No.
Nah,
His
we'll
group
see.
name is still the same. They're just part of the LWO. Chris says, yep, Eddie and Kulin and Rey LWO. It was like, so far it's okay. Philip says, Vindicator also excited for WrestleMania. Chris says, we need to bring back the BWO, the Blue World Order. Say hello to the blue guy. LOL, big Stevie Cool. I don't even know who that is, so. I was like, do the negative Nancy yell, if they don't get on with it, they can't sell it on. Yeah, good luck, Robbie. Sophie says it must be pain going food shopping in a truck. Robbie says, do you need to sell WrestleMania? That is going to be a great show. Robbie, that's your plan, and that's what you should be doing right now, so I don't have to do it because I don't want to talk anymore. Chris says, hell no, nobody calls me to move. They know not to call me. Sophie says,
No,
I don't
the
get the big
jugular's on
deal
the other
about
side.
trucks. And Quentin says, who won the women's match? Raquel won over Sonia.
She pinned Sonya.
She pinned Sonia. Philip says, Vin, all right, since you're not going to play, that's fine. Never mind, I'll ask somebody else. It's good, Phil, because not everybody wants to play those games. And it says, Sophie, it's not about truck, it's about convenience. Robbie says, the Brood to return.
Yeah. Tomorrow?
Somebody said.
Or was that
I think
Sunday?
Travis talked about it earlier. About, what's his face? Edge
Sunday, night 2.
coming back as something. Sophie says, with WWE Week on Wheel of Fortune, I wonder how many new fans the WWE get. I mean, people that watch Wheel of Fortune every day.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I watched the first one. I forgot to watch the rest of them, and the main thing's happening right now. Might have to watch it after we get off the air.
What is it?
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight's the main event.
Oh, yeah, the main one. Philip says, to see a Travis who's winning Team Bliss with Charlotte or Ronda Rousey with Natalya. Bliss with Charlotte. Robbie says, Ayla, Sophie doesn't drive, so she doesn't know. Can you? I don't think you can.
So are they going up against Imperium then, or is it a one-on-one match? I still can't figure out what's happening here.
What's happening next?
Because Sheamus came out with Drew.
Oh.
And now Imperium's out there.
Maybe they're having a fight. Yeah, this says, I wish I didn't drive. Hire a driver. Sophie says, with these crossovers with WWE and whatever game show, that's a good move for both because they both could get new fans. Robbie says, Ayla, just employ Dee as your driver. I hear she's better than Tom Cruise and Days of Thunder.
You guys should have got like just a big white van. That would have been cool. Put a sticker on that says want some candy.
Want some candy? We got puppies. We got puppies and kitties. Want some candy?
And then on the
little
inside you
kid?
put a banner that says, this is the van your mother warned you about.
And the fact that there will be kids in the van will make it even less suspicious.
I had a badass van that was like that. Had no windows in it. It was creepy.
As Ayla says, Talitha's busy. Yes, Ayla says creepy van.
And it was in '84, and that's when all that kind of stuff was happening in the world. But it had no windows in it, so when you pull up to a train tracks, like on Eldridge, you know, where they're crooked, you had to like unsafety belt yourself to look down the tracks. To look out the passenger door.
Now it's just a yield, so you didn't even have to look. There isn't a stop sign anymore. It's just a yield sign. I don't even look anymore. I just go.
I guess the world would be vibrating if it was the train.
Oh my God, you can see the railroad track from both ways.
In this van is what I'm trying to say.
When you're coming up to it, you can see.
If you're coming or east, if you're heading west, you can't because there's houses right there on the right-hand side.
You can see. You can
Not
see
if it's moving.
You can see there's a train because you're going to go across fucking pole line. It goes right across pole line if it's going to go that way.
You're like, what if you're leaving the ballpark?
Look? You don't look?
Of course I look. I just told you I undo my safety belt and get
No,
out.
no. I'm talking about before you even get there. Who doesn't make sure there isn't a train already coming? You guys not live around train tracks or crossings very often? I go across a train crossing every fucking day when I drive. Every fucking day. So guess what? I look to see if there's trains coming.
Me too. And those ones are crooked, and you couldn't see out the fucking side.
Before I even get to the crossing.
You're so weird.
How is that weird?
You can't see because there's buildings in the way.
You can see before you even get there. There's no houses on pole line covering it up. The train tracks are right there.
Why are we talking about pole line?
Because
I'm talking about Eldridge.
Yeah, because the train goes across pole line to go through Eldridge.
Right, so why are you talking about pole line?
Because wouldn't you look down there to see if there was a train? You already know you're going to be crossing a train tracks. Why wouldn't you look?
Okay. I'm talking about like if you came out of the ball field. There's a ball field right there.
Yeah.
You can't drive all the way down to pole line to look and then back.
Well, all the ball field entrances are before the fucking train tracks. So why on earth would you come, unless you're coming from McKinley? All the entrances to that ball field
and that way you
are on
can't
this
see,
side
but
of
it's
the
on
tracks.
the driver's side, so I could look down.
So yeah.
But going west or east, you can't, or west, you cannot see, or east.
Ooh.
Ew.
They are having a fight.
So is Imperium going to win? Who's going to get pinned? Is it going to be Drew? Or is it going to be Sheamus? Or is it going to be neither?
It's creepy.
What's the main event? Is this the main event? What time is it?
No, it's Roman talking.
Oh, Roman's going to come out?
Yeah,
Cody's going to
with
chat
Cody
with him?
or something, isn't it?
I don't know.
I thought that Roman was going to talk.
I didn't look at all the pre-stuff.
Pretty sure that they said last week that he was going to be on SmackDown this week and talking.
Really not charged even 1%?
Stupid thing.
It was at 93 when I checked it a while ago.
Ayla says, creepy van, right? I was like, D is not impressed, but she's sick. And Sophie says, if you are a short person, trucks aren't an ideal car. Robbie says, Ayla, you ever owned a minivan? Ayla's like, that gray van, ha ha ha. She knows what van you're talking about. The creepy van.
My sister
Ayla's like, no.
loved it. She drove it everywhere. She's like, can I borrow the van? Can I borrow the van? Can I borrow the van?
Sophie says, which match this weekend you think will be a wonderful surprise?
Let me look through them real quick. None of them stand out in my head.
What do you mean a wonderful surprise?
Just a surprise. I mean, if Charlotte wins, that's one. If Asuka wins, I don't care about the women's
like,
match.
LOL, are they that bad? Ayla says, I would just never have personally. I never owned a car.
I mean, if the Brock match and the Omos match lasts like 5 minutes, that would be a pretty good one. It'd be a surprise. If Cody wins, that'll be pretty good. I mean, even if Roman wins, I guess it could still be good. It's just going to be like, there is no one else.
Right.
Somebody's got to beat him because now nobody on the roster is capable except for maybe Drew.
Right, but can he be the guy we need him to be? No, it's boring. Love says, okay, thank you for picking. Who's my name? Thank you, Mr. Travis. So Sophie says, if Zayn and Owens do close night one of Mania, it'll be the second year in a row Owens closed Mania night one.
Yeah. With
Probably
Vince.
like, do you not must think about when the F word comes out? Phil says, Missy Travis, who will win our Arpit Tournament match, Bailey or Tiffany or Zelina Vega? Tiffany. Robbie says, how far can you see it before you get there?
You
A
can't.
fucking quarter of a mile. Sophie says, over the weekend, you sometimes could tell who doesn't drive all the time.
Yeah.
Ayla says, yeah, Kim took us toilet papering in that van on my birthday once.
That's right.
Ayla's like, just the weekend? Robbie's like, Bobby deserves the title. And Sophie says, with the outcome of Reigns and Cody, it will be interesting to see the fan reactions. Who knows?
I forgot she was all into that toilet papering stuff. It was like her favorite thing to do. I'm surprised she hasn't taken McKenna to do it. Maybe she's older now.
She's married to a twat. Can't have fun when you're married to twats. Or as we know them, twats.
Oh. You're going to get banned.
I'm going to get banned. I'm going to get cited for saying twat. Cunt, twat. Hoochie coochie.
It gets rid of our sponsors.
Does it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I get messages every time.
What do you say? Words like that? Just those?
I don't know. It's just those. I can always tell if we're monetized or not.
So he says I'm good either way with Roman and Cody. Like if Roman wins, I'm okay. If Cody wins, I'm okay.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they got to keep the bloodline thing going, or Roman's boring and the Usos are boring. The bloodline makes them important. That's why Sami Zayn was important, and that's why he's not so important anymore. It's because he's not in the bloodline, but he's still part of a story with the bloodline, so it's still semi-important. It's just you could tell how much popularity he's lost. Look at that. Double headbutt. Nice high-low.
Yeah, it says we had 10 underage kids in the van, no seats, just being flipped around and throwing toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. There was no
Funny.
seats. It only had the front two seats.
That's funny.
It used to have a wall behind the driver's seat. It was an electrician's van.
Right. Sophie says it'll be interesting how many championships changes hands this weekend.
10 kids in it. That's funny as shit.
That's funny.
The 18 van. That's what my friends always called it. Although it was gray. And it was the extended one. It was the longer one.
Right. Robbie says, you mispronounced twit, D. LOL, come on, man, get it right. Travis said that we get banned. Robbie says 0 out
That's
of 10.
it.
Sophie says Cody and Roman is one of a few unpredictable matches this weekend.
I can predict this. They're both going to hit their finishers, and both guys are going to kick out.
At least once.
Mm-hmm.
Ayla says she told us not to tell our parents. I'm pretty sure we didn't. Well, I did.
Right.
Because the parent you told probably didn't care.
Yeah, not one of them would have. Even David would have thought it was hilarious.
Right? At that point, he would have. Excuse me.
That's how we're starting it out tomorrow. John Cena, Austin Theory, 8 p.m. Eastern. Be here, because we will be.
They kick off WrestleMania with them. John Cena's got other things to do. And otherwise, you won't be able to see him. Best bloody woman on planet Earth.
Between the two of them, they have 30 championships.
Sophie says
Cena
The
and
Rock,
Charlotte.
right? The Rock was seen on Instagram on a plane flying somewhere. Robbie says, could this be the best WrestleMania in years?
No,
No.
it can't be. It's going to be too hard to outdo last year's. Last year had some really fun things.
Right?
Think about it. Vince McMahon wrestled Stone Cold.
That's funny. So it's okay, guys. It's time for me to go. I'll see you guys later for WrestleMania Night 1. Love you guys. Love your channel. You guys rock. Thanks, fam. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sophie says, Cena versus Theory to open Mania. Wonder how they came with that decision. Ayla says, I thought The Rock was on a no-fly list. Should be. No, I'm just kidding. Teasing.
Did you?
Maybe he has his own personal plane. He seems like the type.
I mean, he probably has access. I don't know if he owns his own jet.
I bet he does.
But he could.
He seems like the type that would at this point. Film says, God bless America and all the ladies' armpits that he loves. All right, bye. Peace out, Film. It says, he's too heavy because he's a rock. But he's not paper or scissors.
I wonder if the pebble will be there.
You know what, Ayla? If he was scissors, he'd really be banned from flying.
Because if the pebble's there, because he's best friends with Cody, that would be interesting.
That would be funny. Sophie says, on paper, this card is awesome, but it is all about the execution.
Wait a second. What? I feel like the card is lackluster.
It is.
Like, there's matches on there you're like, eh.
There's some matches that are like, nah, that should be okay. But there's none that just go, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing that. Like, that's going to be awesome.
Like, Gunther versus Drew, one-on-one.
Fine. Good.
That is fire. But having Sheamus in there to take the loss isn't, eh.
Michael Jordan's.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just pay. How about we just pay the fines?
They did.
Of course they did. And look where it got him.
Yeah, it made him.
It was like Edward Scissorhands, poor guy. Yeah, he's definitely banned. He could never get on a flight. He might not even be allowed on a bus.
Isn't he kind of retarded anyway? No. You ever seen that show? I watched it once in like 1980
I've seen it quite a bit.
Something.
No, I mean,
I don't think
it's
he
kind of
ever
like
talked.
a Brandon situation, right? Like he was raised without like parents basically.
They just locked him up.
Well, they didn't really lock him up, but he was never like around people. He was just around the weird guy who made him.
He's a maid. I don't know the show well enough.
Yeah. So it says, do you see any matches going past a half hour?
Yes. Roman and Cody is definitely going to go over a half hour.
That Seth Logan one might, a little, maybe.
It could definitely push in the 20-minute marks.
Chris says Gunther versus Demon Balor needs to happen this year. But why?
Really? I don't know if I would even care to watch that.
But why?
Like, like even the feud to it wouldn't.
Maybe so,
It's like a comic book villain versus a comic book villain. But the different types, like Dracula versus
Hitler.
Yeah, but I don't know what his name was. Like Redface is what I call
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one from the Marvel stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sophie says, I wonder how this card would look if they have The Rock. I saw Edward Scissorhands like twice. Robbie says, can someone please explain to me why Roman is that guy?
Because they tried for so long to make him that guy, and it just didn't work. We all hated him. And then they turned him heel, and then he became like an arrogant heel, and it worked. It clicked.
Yeah.
But remember, it's not him. It's the bloodline. It's the family. It's the Godfather movies, right? Like, it's not because of De Niro and, what's his name? Pacino.
Yeah.
And the rest of the crew that make that movie. It's the story. Like, they could have used somebody else. It didn't have to be Pacino. And now I love him and it worked. But it could have been somebody else and it would have worked.
Right.
Because it was a good show.
Vindicator says, all right, Dalitha, hope you feel better soon. Travis, you be cool. I will see you guys when you come back on after tonight. LOL. Until then, take care. Later, Gators. Bye, Van. Have a good start to your weekend. Sophie says about Gunther versus Bobby.
Maybe. I mean, it could work if Bobby was the uber babyface type.
Chris says in the UK, Gunther versus Demon Balor.
I would rather see Gunther versus Drew McIntyre in the UK. Yeah. One-on-one at a pay-per-view that Roman's not on as the main event.
Yeah.
But I don't know when would that be next year? I mean, I guess they could do it at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, okay. Something like, yeah. That's going to be in the UK.
But I would assume Roman would wrestle on that show. But he might. I mean, well, or
Might
Cody,
not.
whoever the champion is.
Right. So if it says Bobby Lashley, they keep turning him face to heel like every month it seems. Chris says Rey never turned heel. Robbie says, should YouTubers get into more mainstream sports like the NBA, soccer, NFL?
No, they're not athletes. Most of them are. I mean, Logan's a different type. Even Jake can't do what Logan does.
Are you talking about people actually going and doing it, or that they should live stream it? Sophie says, do you think we will see Cody versus LA Knight at some point?
Why not? It'll be a squash match on a Friday, but...
Chris says, Cody about to give another youth pastor sermon promo. LOL.
Don't play it down. He's got a star on his chest. Is that for Dallas? I don't understand what the star is. Connor's Cure? I don't know. What's the star?
Maybe he just has a blue star for his America stuff. Or his American stuff. I don't know.
Holla! We got Cody in there.
Sophie says, when Cody becomes champion, it opens the door for fresh matches and feuds. Robbie says, but YouTubers like Paul, KSI are boxing. Oh, okay. So you are talking about him getting into sports.
Jake is a boxer. KSI is a pretend boxer. I saw a thing today that said he was in negotiations with Fury.
Oh, God.
I'm like, dude, Fury whooped Jake, and Jake would whoop KSI, so I don't understand that one.
Chris says, star for Stardust. No. Piccolo is in the chat, though. Hey, Piccolo says, hey, just getting back. How's everyone doing tonight? It's just fantastic.
Doing great. Almost over, though. You guys going to watch the Hall of Fame?
No.
You don't think people will?
I don't know. I'm sure some people will. I know I'm not.
I have to figure out how to.
I'm not watching it. Sophie says, do you think they will do Cody versus Roman 2 at SummerSlam?
No. The only way they do that is if Cody's bombing it, and they need to put the title back on Roman. I feel like it's going to be more Jey Uso versus Roman at that point.
Oh.
SummerSlam stuff.
Piccolo
Or somebody else.
Piccolo says a family friend turned 91, and we
that's
went
cool.
out for a seafood and steak dinner. Nice. Some surf and turf. Sophie says, I rarely watch the Hall of Fame. I think a lot of people rarely watch it. Robbie says, so would it work YouTubers doing soccer, NFL, and NBA?
Like doing live streams, me and my buddy Danny had talked about it, like maybe doing baseball or something. The only problem with it is that there's 162 games.
Right. But if you're talking about getting involved in the sport and actually doing it, I just don't think it would work. Ravi, there's no way. You know, people who go into that stuff, and you know this, for, you know, soccer or football for you or whatever, those people are doing it since they were little children of going into those things. Not, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to just be a, you know, NBA player. I'm going to play some basketball. I'm tall enough. I think I could do it. But yeah, that doesn't work.
As soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing Hoochie screaming, money and alcohol, the life of a West Side player.
Is that his dad's stuff?
No, it's Tupac.
Oh. Pico says, D, feeling okay, sound a bit stuffy. I have a cold. Robbie says, Hall of Lame, skip that shit. Do some ingredients better, like take a nap. Yeah. Naps.
Thank you for letting us back and let my audience come with me.
Aww. Chris says, unless Cody wearing star for his dad, Dusty, because maybe he liked the Dallas Cowboys even. Though Dusty is from Austin. I don't know why he's wearing a star, guys. Sophie says, I feel like all the new champions that we might get this weekend won't hold onto the championship as long as the previous champions.
I don't know any champions, unless you're talking about just the main titles, because Roman has 2 of them, and he's had them for quite some time. And then the Usos have the other main titles. Because Asuka isn't going to win. I don't see that at all. Not even a little. I don't even see how that's a possibility. Right. Nobody's even talking about that match.
Right.
And then Rhea is definitely going to have it longer than Charlotte did, because Charlotte's only had it for a couple months, if that.
Yeah, that's true. Chris says, hello, Cody rapping Tupac. Piccolo says, I watch some streamers who like to do sports betting. It was like, not you, Ravi. You're definitely not tall enough. Ravi says, but people like Paul can say make a mockery of boxing. Yeah, they do. And Paul found out what it's like to actually box a real fucking boxer, and he got his ass handed to him. He finally figured it out, that that's real boxing. The shit that he's been doing, playing at it, doesn't cut it when it comes to actually being in the ring with a real boxer who's been doing it for fucking years and have won trophy after trophy of doing it.
Yeah, when he was 16, he was fighting men.
So, yeah. He finally got it handed to his ass. What really happens in a fucking ring of boxing. A real boxing match. Not some fake shit he put on for people to see.
Woo!
He's going to manifest it and make it happen, he said. So he says, at least this year, the winners of every match at Mania isn't spoiled. Piccolo says, and it's all ball. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. Ayla says, I guess you could make a mockery of basketball, Robbie. Sophie says, Asuka versus Bianca. I could see Asuka winning, but not holding on to the championship.
Hey, you're about the height of Muggsy Bogues. He played in the NBA. He was really good.
5'4", 5'2".
Mm-hmm. I don't know what he was. He was right there, 5'2" to 5'6", somewhere in that. Spud Webb was 5'6", so he's right there in that.
Bobby says, Ayla, you're definitely not smart enough. LOL. Chris says, apparently Vince is going to get $2 billion payout and $11 million extra with this new position, aka still in charge. Sophie says, is this the first time a Final Four college basketball tournament falls on the same night as Mania? Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Is it really the final? Well, yeah, the Final Four, right? Because you'll do the 8, and then the 4, and then the championship will be on, what, Monday? So the Final Four will be tomorrow, and then the championship will be Monday.
Ayla says, for basketball, probably not. I'm not gangsta enough.
Who's in it? Who's left?
Yeah,
I honestly haven't watched since the first day.
Robbie says, so do you say that to WWE wrestlers in a real fight like UFC MMA? Well, you could put a couple of them in there, right? You know, some of those wrestlers actually were people who did stuff. Corbin was a gold glove boxer, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, you got little
Bobby
fighters.
Lashley was a Marine, and he was also a wrestler. Brock Lesnar was also a wrestler and an MMA fighter.
Bobby Lashley fought in the MMA stuff, too. Not in... He
did the Bellator stuff, right. Who else? Dolph Ziggler. Another guy who was a fucking collegiate wrestler. Chad Gable is a goddamn fucking wrestler who was in the Olympics, for God's sakes, and won. Like, shit. And if you want to go to the women, fucking Ronda and Shayna Baszler were in UFC. And they were both champions. I don't know if Shayna was. No, she wasn't.
But Ronda definitely was.
But I'm just saying that some of them could do stuff.
You get to see women fight in the UFC because of Ronda Rousey. That's a fact. If she would have never joined the UFC, I don't know if we'd ever see women in it.
Right.
Because she was
Paved
pretty.
The way.
And people are like, oh, she's a pretty woman that can fight. And you just don't see that in the UFC. There's very, very, very few pretty ones.
That's true. Sophie says, I'm like 5'2". Robbie's like, Ayla, but you're thick enough, LOL. Piccolo says, them two Pauls, they just remind me of a current version of Pros versus Joes. Ayla says, Robbie is a whopping 4'11". Sophie says, Vince is going to be whatever his role is for 2 years. Ayla says, I'm fat with 3 T's. Sophie says, who is left to face Roman if Roman retains?
Nobody.
The only other person that could throw at him is Drew McIntyre, guys. Maybe, but he's been there, right?
Seth Rollins. They could build Seth.
Chris says even though Roman is a heel at Mania, it should be one-on-one. Roman by himself comes out. No Paul Heyman, like maybe Cody says something to bruise Roman's ego. Robbie says, yeah, Ayla, I told you to lay off Taco Bell. LOL. Sophie says, remember when the Hall of Fame was like a 4-hour show? It's funny, Robbie, you say that because Taco Bell will literally make you become anorexic. Or
Give him the
bulimic.
microphone,
Only
wise man.
you're shitting through your butt instead of throwing up your food. Sophie says, remember when the Hall of Fame was like a 4-hour show? Raleigh says, hi, Dee and Travis. Hi, Raleigh. Good to see you tonight. Says, I'm watching ROH. So much wrestling on. There's a lot.
That's Roman chants.
I can't. What did they say?
Roman.
Oh, were they saying that?
Yeah.
Oh. Raleigh says, did you see Carmella news, guys? Carmella tagging with Chelsea now. Not Sonya. Not me saying it. PW Insider. Wait and see. Oh, yeah? Carmella's back? She not broken anymore? Chris says, oh, Roman wearing my same shoes as me. Sophie says the Hall of Fame used to be separate from everything.
Ask him. Tell him to acknowledge you.
That's nice.
Oh, that's
Chris
fun.
says maybe Matt Cardona at Mania Jay White. That's hilarious.
Fun booking. I don't know why they'd be there. The Monday after, I could see it. For sure, 100%.
Sophie says, I wonder how long it takes them to set up the Ring of Hall of Fame. Pico says that's why ghosts can't eat Taco Bell because it goes right through them. Where's my cowbell? Or as Ayla says, but I'm bump. Ayla's got your drum for you. That's right, Picola. That's why they can't. Because it just goes right through them. The end. Okay, that's it. Nobody said anything else.
That's what it's all about.
Cody came out and talked. Roman came out. Oh, these people don't mean anything to me. He didn't even make him acknowledge him. He only wanted Cody to. And then he stared at him. They're having a stare off. Staring. He says, D, so I guess you won't do Mania if you're sick. You're right, Robbie. P-Call says, hello, thanks, Ayla. And Ayla's like, I got you, buddy. All right, everybody. That's the end of SmackDown tonight. We'll be here tomorrow night.
Smack them down.
I don't want to listen to that anymore in my ear. Yeah. All right, we'll be back here tomorrow night for the first night of WrestleMania, guys. It's WrestleMania 39. It's night 1, Saturday, of course, April 1st, which is tomorrow, and it starts 6 p.m. Eastern Time? 8 p.m. Eastern Time? Is that with a pre-show?
No.
So 7 p.m. Eastern Time if you're looking for a pre-show. Usually they don't put matches on the pre-show, so we'll see how that works out tomorrow. But we'll be here for Saturday night, guys.
Yeah,
so
well, we
hang out
appreciate
with
you guys.
us.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gap, and we will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah!
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.